Hello everybody, this is Rick Brandenburg for Turf Bugs and Rock and Roll in NC State University, and want to talk for a few minutes about earthworms. We all know earthworms have beneficial value, but we also know that they can become far too abundant, not just on golf courses, on tees and greens, but sports turf, home lawns, you name it. And a lot of reasons behind this. Probably one of the greatest is the fact that when we grow turf, we do a lot of things as far as providing them with food and water, but also the pesticides we use today are very much more environmentally friendly than the old ones, so we don't have the negative effect on earthworms that we used to have with many of our products, and the result is kind of opened the door for them to become more abundant in turf grass. Many years ago, there was the use of some products that contained a soap-like material, a surfactant, and this was done back in the early 1900s, and it was used very effectively for earthworm control. And then when we started using some of the really powerful pesticides and insecticides, we found that this reduced earthworm populations in turf settings, so we got away from the use of this product. A number of years ago, Dr. Dan Potter at the University of Kentucky, who I highly respect his work, began working in a more formal manner, looking at some of these compounds that are called saponins, and they are a soap-like compound, and they're used extensively in Asia for a variety of reasons, but there they've been observed for many years to reduce earthworm populations. A number of years ago, when I was in Asia, I had an opportunity to get my hands on some of this product, which is a byproduct from the tea seed oil manufacturing, and it contains very high levels of saponins. We tested it a couple of times here in North Carolina and found some rather positive benefits or value when you apply it to turf areas where you have heavy earthworm populations. But the material I had was not really commercially available in the United States, and it had real limitations as far as being able to apply it or use it in any sort of a turf setting. Dan Potter has worked with a company called Ocean Organics, and they have a fertilizer, I believe it's a 301, and it is called Early Bird. And it's a very fine textured fertilizer, and it is made from some of these same components, and it has high levels of saponins. So in his work, he found that the use of this Early Bird fertilizer did an excellent job in reducing unusually high earthworm populations that were causing problems on turf areas. If you want to learn more about this, Dan and a couple of his colleagues have an article that they put out in the October 21st issue of this year for the USGA Green section, and you can read about, it gives you a little bit of background on earthworms, a little bit of background on the use of saponins historically for earthworm control, and then some of the research that they've done more recently. So it's something that at least we have a better understanding of some byproducts or some natural type products that can suppress earthworm populations, because you know, whether we like it or not, we know the value of earthworms. Occasionally we do run into serious problems with them. So if you want to learn more, look up this article on USGA Green section by Dan Potter, October 21st, 2001. You can also go to Ocean Organics website and look at the Early Bird fertilizer, which has been shown to provide benefit. And we'll try to provide more information on this in the future, but hopefully now you'll see that maybe there's some thoughts that can help you with this, because the cultural practices that we've used really have minimal impact, and not very many people have been able to use them successfully or to the level of satisfaction that they'd like to get when it comes to reducing earthworms. So you need to look at these products, use them wisely, use them carefully, use them according to directions. Saponins are toxic to fish in relatively high doses, while they're fairly safe for mammals and birds. So you've got to use them with discretion, you've got to use them according to labels. But it is something that perhaps you can use. It's biological or bionatural, so it's something that probably would be considered politically correct as well. Hope this information is helpful. We'll be talking to you again soon. Thanks.